Dreamliner. So we're seated here in the economy cabin. This is the in-flight entertainment system. It looks identical, virtually identical to the one on the 777. And I flew on a 777 on ANA from JFK Airport to Tokyo Narita a few weeks ago. But we have a controller here. There's our QWERTY keyboard on one side, and then a four-way controller here with a selection button in the center, channel up and down, volume controls, play, fast forward, rewind, and stop. And there's a light as well, so we can actually control the overhead light with this button here on the controller. You can also call the flight attendant if you need to do that. Then on the other side we have that QWERTY keyboard. You can use this to actually send messages to other passengers. So if you're seated away from, a friend or a family member, you can type in their seat number and type a message. I'll show you how that works in just a second. But we'll put this back for now. And so you start on this screen here. We'll go back to the very beginning. When you first sit down, you have this prompt where you choose your language. So we'll select English. Now it's a touch screen. It's a 16:9 widescreen, but it's touch sensitive, or you can use the controller. So we can use the selection button to choose, or we can touch on the screen. So we'll start with the map since we're currently in flight. And I'm going to select Sky Map, and it's going to take a second to load. And after it loads, it's going to present us with a few different options. Do a total route, which will show us from start to finish. Time zone, we're in the same time zone here. This is just a domestic flight in Japan. Auto zoom does just what it says. High resolution is my favorite because it takes full advantage of the display's resolution. Then location indicator lets you actually type in a destination anywhere in the world, and it'll show you the distance. So we're 8,205 kilometers from Abu Dhabi right now. And I could go down to New York, but it'll take some time. So back over to the map here, Sky Map. I'm going to use this button to select. It's loading, and then the high resolution map is right here. So it's showing us we're currently on a domestic flight from Tokyo Haneda to Okayama, Japan. It's a short flight. It's about 400 miles, about 45 minutes in the air. And we don't even go up to a full cruising altitude. We're just at 23,000 feet. And as you can see, it's got a bit of detail here. The auto zoom map, it actually gets a bit closer, so you can see your destination, or the nearest city rather, very close up. Go back to home now. So this is a really short flight. You're not going to be spending a whole lot of time with the in-flight entertainment system. But on longer flights, you have a variety of choices here. We have movies, which is actually disabled for this flight. And then below that we have videos, which are shorter films. So TV shows, documentaries. There is actually a documentary called Making ANA's New 787. It's about 15 minutes long, and I watched it earlier. But it gives you an overview of the process. It took about 10 years. It's been about 10 years in the making. ANA placed its order officially in 2004, and just now in 2011 got their first aircraft. So they've had 2 delivered so far, but as you can see, it looks pretty sharp. It's a fine display here. It's larger than many other in-flight entertainment system displays. It takes up probably about 60% of the seat in front of it. It also has a privacy filter, which is pretty cool. You can't view it at an angle at all, so I'm viewing it at the same angle that someone sitting in the seat next to me would be viewing it at, and you can't see anything. Now when you go directly in front of it, it's quite bright. It's not the full brightness right now. That's the full brightness there. But you can dim the brightness, and you can even turn off the display by pressing the power button. Turn it back on. And when you turn it back on, you go right back to where you were. So we will go back over here. There are sports programs. It's going to be Japanese sports because it's the Japanese airline. But you just tap there in order to launch your program. I'm going to have to do it again. Here we go. Hit play, and it begins playing immediately. So clearly it's an on-demand system. So you don't have to watch the same thing that everyone else on the plane is watching. Now there's a headphone jack right here in the armrest. So you can plug your headphones in there. There's also an iPod connector, USB connector rather, right there. So you can charge your cell phone. If you are using an iOS device, you can theoretically access the content stored on your iPhone or iPod from the in-flight entertainment system. So if you have videos stored on your iOS device, you can watch them full screen here. There's also a power jack right here. We actually have a pair of power jacks. So there's one for each seat, and it's a universal power adapter here. So you can plug in a US cord directly there without an adapter. Accepts European, UK as well. So that's the in-flight entertainment system.